Hey, welcome back to Carolina Panthers. Today we're doing another NFL prediction video. Today we're doing the Carolina Panthers. Sorry. The Carolina Panthers are an interesting team. This white stuff will go away in a second. Because they are kind of in a transition year. They're going from, Cam Newton, Greg Olsen, Luke Kuechly years. And they're moving on to like the Teddy Bridgewater and Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore years. So it's not gonna be the best year for them. It might be a little less than mediocre this year, but I'm sure in the coming years they will be much better. They're definitely gonna be a lot better on their defense this year. Mainly because they spent all 7 of their draft picks on their defense. But also because their offense is a bit poor. I'm pretty sure this offseason they're probably mainly going to be focusing on their offense. But at least they've got Christian McCaffrey on that offense. And like I said, DJ Moore. All right, so going into week 1, they will be playing against the Las Vegas Raiders. And the Raiders are a very good team. Not very good, but they're a formidable foe for really any NFL team. And honestly, I think in week 1 against Carolina's at home. With this new thrown together team, I feel like Las Vegas can get the win here. And then in week 2, going to Tampa Bay to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, possibly the Buccaneers for his home game, though I don't know. And I feel like in week 2, you see they've got talent on top of talent on top of talent on that team. I think it shows in this game. Tampa Bay wins this game. They've got a tough schedule here. They play the Saints and the Buccaneers twice. They play the Packers. They play Washington, Minnesota. They play a lot of tough games, but they also play a few easy games. In week 3, they go to Los Angeles Chargers. This is another game they could win. Chargers, of course, with Tyrod Taylor at the wheel. Could be a bit worse, but they do have lots and lots of talent. And I think in Los Angeles, which I know they don't have very many fans, but still, I feel like they could get the win here. And then they go back home after 3 straight losses, 2 straight road losses. They go to Arizona. Now, this is a game that they could definitely win. This will be a very close game. But you got to look. Arizona's got DeAndre Hopkins. They've got Larry Fitzgerald. They've got Kyler Murray. They've got Budda Baker. They are a very stacked team, and I feel like in week 4 they can get this win. And then they go into Atlanta. Atlanta is a pretty. They're not the best team. They've got Matt Ryan and Julio Jones still, I guess, and they got Todd Gurley. So that offense is still pretty good, and I'm going to hand them the win here, though I wouldn't be surprised to see them splitting. And then they are 0-5. Everyone's saying, oh, look at the Panthers. But they've had a pretty tough schedule. They just lost 2 games that they could have won here, though. And then they go into Chicago, people saying, oh, if they lose to Chicago, then they're definitely going to be one of the worst teams. And boop, I feel like Carolina can win this one. I know they've got David Montgomery on that team. I know Mr. Trubisky, he's looked good. Nick Foles, he looked good for a bit on the Eagles. But I feel like Carolina, they do have that stacked defense. Their linebackers are amazing. You look at them, they've got Shaq Thompson, Tahir Whitehead. And, it's pretty good. And in week 7, going up against New Orleans, but going to New Orleans after they've come off of a bye week, plus they're so stacked, I don't think they can get the win here, and I do think they're going to split with Atlanta. So they just won 2 of their last 3 games. They're 2-6. Right now they're preparing to either tank or shoot up in the rankings. And I feel like they go to Kansas City, and I'm sorry, this might be the hardest opponent they face. I don't see them really having a chance here against the Chiefs. And then this is their chance. They're gonna, if they split with the Buccaneers, this could be great for them. But I just don't see it happening. And I feel like the Buccaneers can probably sweep them. Definitely, they could surprise me. This could be a game where they rally at home and they win and they stay in the playoff race for a few more weeks. Week 11 against Detroit. These 2 teams are very good. Very good matchup. But Detroit, they don't have the best O-line, and Carolina, their defense is just so stacked that I feel like they can sneak out the win here in Week 11. Still haven't had their bye week, by the way, which is pretty surprising. And then they go into Week 12. They go to Minnesota, And I'm sorry, but again, I don't see them winning here. So finally, they get to their Week 13 bye week. They're 3-9. They're either completely out of the playoff race at this time, or they are really struggling to stay in it. So I think they go into the Week 13. I don't know what happens there, but they gotta step it up, and they go. Denver comes to them off of a bye week. I know they got Drew Lock, Phillips. They've got talent on that team, but I feel like Carolina can win here. Week 15 against Green Bay. Green Bay, they actually, if you look, they don't really have any options for Aaron Rodgers. They don't. They really need to give Aaron Rodgers some help. I feel like the Carolina's defense at this point, they'll be a completely put together team. They'll be a formidable foe for any team, and I feel like in Week 15 they can get the surprise win over Green Bay. They go into Washington. Now this is a very tough game. I'm going to give the home advantage, though, to Washington. They do have Terry McLaurin, Darius Geis, even Dwayne Haskins at this point should be pretty good. Week 17 against New Orleans, I see no reason for them to win this. They obviously are going to either throw this game, and they probably would have lost it anyway. So they go 5-11, and they really, I mean, then in the following years, they're probably like start going up the rankings again. Probably not as well as they were in 2015, but eventually they will get better. Now we're going to do worst case scenario. I don't see them losing either of these two games. Could see them losing here, and here, though. So definitely they could go 2-14. That is as low as I see them going. Okay, that is about as bad as possible for them. I don't see them going 1-15. Don't see them going 0-16. I don't see them losing these two games. These two are pretty sure wins, in my opinion. All right, then we go into best case scenario. This is if they take off. DJ Moore completely just takes over. Their tight end Ian, I just remember his first name. He steps it up and he takes over for Greg Olsen. Their defense, they completely just start demolishing teams. And I feel like in week 1 they can win this game against Las Vegas. This would be a kind of a surprise, but definitely could happen. They could sweep Atlanta. They could win at home to Tampa Bay, and they could beat Washington. So 9-7 is the best that I see them going. I don't see them going 10-6 or above. So they could sneak into the playoffs this year, and definitely could see it happening. Leaning on that defense and Christian McCaffrey. But as of right now, I think that they will be going 5-11. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to apologize for my Colts video where I had my video up in the top left corner. You couldn't even see week 1. Plus, it wasn't a very good camera, so it would just every 2 seconds it would show you where I was, and then it would just have me in a still frame there, and then it would show me where I was then. So, I mean, yes, thank you guys so much for watching. You can go to playoffpredictors.com and make your own predictions, and you can send them to me via Twitter, Instagram, YouTube comments, any of that. All those links are in the description. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.